Actually, when you read about hell, you read about it in 3 ways in the Bible.
That's dope.
It's 4 ways actually: captivity, the grave, being afflicted, or a lake of fire, which is the second death.
Revelation.
That's what hell is, according in the Bible. Now, she asked if she's going to hell. If you're a descendant of who the Bible calls Edom, the answer is yes.
What is Edom?
Edom are so-called Caucasians today. All Caucasians are descendants of a man named Esau, a man named Edom. Now, let me show you what the Bible says. Give me Revelation 13 real quick. Revelation chapter 13, start at 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, start at verse 9.
Read.
If any man have an ear,
Any man or woman, read.
let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity.
Edomites, so-called Caucasians, led blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians into captivity, into slavery. So watch what the Bible says. Read.
Hell.
Into hell. Read.
He, read from top. He that leadeth into captivity
Read.
shall go into captivity.
So they got to go into captivity.
After
This is what Christ said. He that leads into captivity, he that leads you to hell, has to go into captivity. They have to go into hell. Keep reading.
He that killeth with the sword.
White people killed a lot of my people with the sword. He that killed with the sword, read.
Must be killed with the sword.
They have to be killed with the sword. Read.
So like an eye for an eye?
Yeah.
I have
Read.
another question.
Here is the patient and the faith of the saints.
There you go. So do Caucasians have to go to hell? Yes, they got to go to captivity. But it's not just Caucasians.
Okay, so
It's Arabs. It's Chinese people. Because they
Japanese.
led us into slavery. You ever heard of the Silk Road slave trade? Well,
Yeah.
guess what? That was black people being led into slavery into China by Chinese people. They got to pay for it too. You said you had another question? Give me Isaiah 14.
Okay, so say I have taken a DNA test before, just out of curiosity. So what are your opinion on DNA tests? Because
DNA test. DNA tests are trash. I saw a video on YouTube where they sent in the fur of a golden retriever, and the DNA came back and it said that the golden retriever was Native Indian.
Okay.
So DNA tests are trash. The Bible tells us not to follow pseudoscience. That's a pseudoscience. It's a false science. Yeah. It's a false science, especially when you're trying to trace your ancestry back 4 or 5 generations. Now, if you're trying to go back 1 or 2 generations, cool. But anything further than that is pseudo and it's fake. It's all guesswork. That's what it is. Read this for me real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, start at verse 21.
Read.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Start at 1. Isaiah 14 and 1. Start
The
there.
book
First.
of Isaiah, chapter 14, start at verse 1.
Read.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
The Lord will have mercy on Jacob. Black and brown people, we are Jacob. We are the descendants of Jacob. Keep reading.
And will yet choose Israel.
We're Israel. Keep reading.
And set them in their own land.
Keep reading.
And the strangers.
And who?
The
The
strangers
strangers of the other nations. Read.
shall be joined with
They're
them.
going to be joined with us. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And all the strangers are going to cleave to the house of Jacob. Keep reading.
Verse 2.
Read.
And the people shall take them.
And the people shall take them, talking about the strangers. Read.
And bring them to their place.
And we're going to put them in their place. Read.
And the house of
And
Israel.
when it says put them in their place, that's literal and metaphorically. We're going to put them in their place literally and figuratively.
And
Keep going.
considered the stranger?
Yes. Keep going.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
When you possess somebody, what's that?
I think of demons.
Well, this is said. He said the house of Israel. The house of Israel aren't demons.
Facts,
Those are God's people.
Oh.
He said the house of Israel shall possess the strangers in the land of the Lord. If you possess something, that means you own it. He's saying we're going to own them in the land of the Lord. In the land of the Lord. Read.
Them in the land of the
For
Lord
what?
for
For
servants
servants and what else?
and handmaids.
And handmaids. Read.
And they shall take them captive,
And they shall take them captive. Read.
whose captives they
That
were.
goes back to Revelation 13. Those that lead into captivity go into captivity. Now Isaiah, the prophet, the mighty prophet Isaiah is telling you the Israelites are going to take their captives captive. Keep going.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And he said we're going to rule over our oppressors. The people that oppress us, we are going to rule over them in the next world.
That's right.
This is what the Bible says. Jump
But
down to
when
verse
is this,
21.
what is this next world that we're going to rule them?
Oh, when the Lord returns.
Facts though.
Read this real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 21.
Read.
Prepare slaughter.
What?
Prepare slaughter
For who?
for his children.
Prepare a slaughter for his children. His children are his sons and his daughters. This is Bible. Prepare a slaughter. Slaughter is genocide.
Yeah.
A mass killing.
Yeah.
Prepare a slaughter for his children. Why?
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the sins of their fathers. See, their fathers, they prepared a slaughter for our children. They killed our children indiscriminately. And I'm talking about boys and girls, of all ages. That's what they did. So God, being a righteous God, he said he's going to turn that recompense right back on them. Prepare a slaughter for the... It is karma. It is karma. And you know where that universal concept of karma comes from? It comes from the Bible. It comes from that saying, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Finish the verse.
For the iniquities of their fathers.
Read.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Read.
For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord.
Christ said he's going to rise up against them. Read.
And cut off from Babylon the name.
He's going to cut off from Babylon the name.
And remnant.
And the remnant.
And son. And nephew. Saith the Lord.
So that's the future right there for the strangers.
Slavery coming back, but for the opposite races, the strangers.
Yeah, there you go. What goes around comes around, yo. The Bible says God's judgment is likened unto a ring. Literally meaning what goes around comes around, yo. And y'all not going into slavery because y'all are innocent. No. Your people are going to go into slavery because of all of the atrocities and the crimes and the raping and the thieving and the murder that they did.
That kind of sounds... okay, have you guys watch horror movies?
Do I watch what?
Horror movies, like
I love horror movies.
Okay, so have you seen Freddy Krueger? You know that the parents killed
Freddy
for what they did. You know what I mean? And now they're going after the kids, because even though the kids didn't do anything, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like to you.
Yeah.
That's not what the Bible says. You have to get a deeper understanding. God is judging them according to what their fathers did. But if you had a deeper understanding of the Bible, you would understand that we all pay for our own sins.
Okay, yeah, can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
Do you have a dislike for me because I'm white?
Do I have dislike for you? You're not white. When I'm looking at you right now, I don't see white. The car's white. You're red. You're red, yo.
What about race-wise?
Race-wise, she's an Edomite according to the Bible.
But if you have something against me, like because I get friends, right?
No, I would never be friends with you, no.
Really?
Hell no. The Bible said...
I would be friends with you.
Thank God. Appreciate you. I don't want you... You said you wouldn't be friends with me. Oh, no, excuse me. Oh, my fault. I misheard you. No, I don't want to be friends. The Bible says my friends are going to be those who keep God's laws. You don't keep God's laws. And, hey, look, I wouldn't be friends with her either right now. She don't keep God's laws.
It's fair. I don't.
I mean, just being honest. I wouldn't want to be friends with you or her. Now, if you kept God's laws and commandments, that's a different story.
Okay,
but outside of that, no.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
No, the Bible says never trust your enemy.
So,
that's our enemy.
Oh.
You remember when he just read, he said that we would be sold into slavery on slave ships, right? Mm-hmm. And when we get off, we would be sold as bond men and bond women to who?
The stranger.
No. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, starting at verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Read.
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Keep reading.
And there,
when you get off those slave ships, read.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
No, to your friends.
Your enemies.
No, your loved ones.
Your enemies.
No, your family.
Your enemies.
When we got off the slave ships and we were sold, who were we sold to? What group of people? What they look like? What race?
White.
So-called white people, right? What did God just call them? There you go. He said, Moses said, those people that sold you and bought you on cargo auction blocks, those are your enemies, yo. Think about it. Friends and family and loved ones don't sell each other into slavery.
Oh, yeah, they were. I guess
that's
they
not
were
what we
friends
do.
with family, but nowadays I think people are friends with family with different races.
Yeah, nowadays that's because you're confused. The whole world is confused, yo. Let me ask you a question. What did God say about trusting your enemies? Did he say, when time goes by, go ahead and trust them? Is that what he said?
No.
What did he say?
Don't trust them.
He said, never trust them. Give me that real quick in Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. And never means never. No matter how much time goes by, never trust them. Read that real quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12, starting at verse 10.
Read.
Never trust thy enemy.
Read it again.
Never trust thy enemy.
The Bible said, never trust thine enemy. Read
For
it.
like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So the same way that iron is guaranteed to rust, an Edomite, so-called Caucasian, they're guaranteed to show you their wickedness eventually.
Yeah, they true color.
Now, you will see it eventually. It might not be today. Might not be tomorrow. But you will see it eventually, sis.
Don't worry, you can see it in the redness.
Real talk. And you're not white. You're red, Joe.
The redness
Stop letting people lie to you. You're red.
Redness is going to show.
Nick, you gotta go though. I gotta go to work.
Hey,
right,
it can be confusing because when they mad, they red. When they happy, they red. When they sad, they red.
She's saying in the back that she red.
Yeah.
Real talk. Give me Genesis chapter 25. Talking about white. There is no such thing as a white man or a white woman in the Bible. There's no such thing as that in the Bible, man.
I'm glad you.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse, what is it, 24?
About Esau, yeah, I got you.
Start at 24. I don't want to read the whole thing.
Oh, you don't want the two manners? I think you want to try at 23 then.
All right, start wherever you see the context of it.
Well, shoot. I'm going to just read fast.
God, anything.
All right, the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him.
Read.
And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Read.
And she went and inquired of the Lord.
She said, if this is of God, why are these children fighting in my womb? Read.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations.
2 what?
Nations.
2 nations. Read.
Are in thy womb.
2 separate nations of people were in the womb of Rebekah. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner, meaning 2 completely different people, will be separated, divided from the moment that they're born, yo. Read, priest.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other
and
people.
one people is going to be stronger than the other people. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And whoever comes out first will eventually slave for the younger one. Read.
And her days, and when her days to be delivered was fulfilled.
And when her time to give birth was there, read.
Behold, there were twins.
There were what?
Twins.
Read.
In her womb.
Twins in her womb. And these twins are not identical twins. These twins are fraternal twins. How do we know? Because earlier he said 2 nations, 2 manner of people are in thy womb. So 2 fraternal twins. Keep reading, priest.
And the first came out red.
No, the first came out white.
The first came out red.
Read.
All over, like an hairy garment.
See, the first one came out red. All over like a hairy garment. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
That right there is the forefather of the Caucasian race. Esau. This so-called red man, yo. They're not white. When you look at them, you see red. That's what color they are, yo. And they could come from being light red, like a pinkish, to a completely dark red, yo.
Yeah.
Like
dark
cherry red.
Dark skin Edomite.
Dark skin Edomite, straight up. Dark skin Edomite. Keep reading, priest.
Verse 26.
Read.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau hill.
Hey, my brother right here. You believe in Jesus Christ?
I ain't on video.
No, he ain't turn the camera to you. You don't have to be on camera at all. You good? Oh yeah. We're gonna be respectful to you. You don't want to be on camera. You straight, bro. But yeah, do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
You do believe in Jesus Christ. Who is Jesus Christ?
I guess, man.
Give me Matthew 16. Go ahead, bro.
I just